Good morning. I am Tracy Spence with your newscast. This newscast is brought to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. And the Supreme Power Homes, call them at 800-493-9002. Now for the news in details. Parliament's Public Administration and Appropriations Committee, PAAC, in Jamaica was on Wednesday forced to abandon its probe of the permit issued to Bengal Development Limited for mining in the Dry Harbour Mountain after learning the matter is now before the courts. The National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, and its parent ministry, the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, were expected to be grilled by the PAAC about the granting of the mining permit. However, Audrey Sewell, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, informed the committee of the developments during the sit-in, noting that there may be concern for them making public statements, even to outline the process for the issuing of the environmental permit, because of actions that were filed in the Supreme Court. The committee suspended the sit-in briefly to get legal advice, and PAAC Chairman Michael Phillips later announced the decision to put the matter on hold. However, he noted that if there is any reason to recall the groups, the committee would do so after the matter has been ventilated in the courts. The government and the mining company have been sued by a group of residents for alleged breaches of constitutional rights. The residents are also seeking a permanent injunction against mining in the area. Amid growing demand for international airline passengers to present negative COVID-19 tests before boarding flights, the Jamaican government has named a special task force to boost the country's testing capacity. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, has issued an order requiring all airline passengers from international destinations to show proof of a negative COVID-19 test before boarding flights to the United States. The new order goes into effect on January 26. The United Kingdom and Canada have similar measures in place. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett said the new travel requirements prompted the government to act. Delano Seawright, senior advisor in the Ministry of Tourism, told reporters that the move would reduce the fallout in the tourism sector. The task force is led by Mr. Bartlett and includes the president of the Jamaica Hotel and Tourist Association, Clifton Reeder, and the first vice president of the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association. Meanwhile, the Donald Trump administration's decision to put Cuba back on a list of countries considered state sponsors of terrorism has drawn the ire of the Caribbean community CARICOM, which denounced the unilateral declaration by the outgoing administration and said it was unjustified. The Trump administration made the announcement on Monday, with the Secretary of State Mike Pompeo saying that the redesignation was warranted because Cuba has repeatedly provided support for acts of international terrorism in granting safe harbors to terrorists, including several American fugitives. However, in a statement on Wednesday, CARICOM contended that Cuba's international conduct does not in any way warrant that designation. The U.S. action subjects Cuba to sanctions that penalize people and countries engaging in certain trade with Cuba, restricts U.S. foreign assistance, and bans defense exports and sales. According to Pompeo's statement, the Trump administration has been forced from the start on denying the Castro regime the resources it uses to oppress its people at home and countering its malign interference in Venezuela and the rest of the Western Hemisphere. In sports this morning, the Reggae Boys remain fifth in the January edition of the CONCACAF Rankings Index. There has been no change in the top 10 of the index, which sees defending Gold Cup champions Mexico leading the way at number 1 in the region. The United States are second, followed by Costa Rica and Honduras, who sit third and fourth respectively. Canada, Panama, Haiti, Guatemala, and El Salvador round up the top 10 teams in the CONCACAF Index. The CONCACAF Ranking Index, which was introduced in 2018 to give teams seedings for regional competitions, measures teams on final results and strength of their opponent. Jamaica's last result was a 2-1 victory over Saudi Arabia in a friendly international in November. And that is it for the news. This newscast came to you courtesy of BioLife Energy Systems. Come join the living. Call them at 800-875-5433. USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. You may call them at 800-786-1330. Cruising with the Case Handler, a show on personal injury and immigration, weekdays 9:30 a.m. on Saturdays 7 p.m. and 12 noon on Sundays. And the Supreme Power Homes. Call them at 800-493-9002. On behalf of the news and production team, I am Tracy Spence. To have a good morning.